Yo, guys, what's up? Hello. What is going on? I'm the message bringing you guys here. Video here today, as you can see, it is the 27th of February, and Pokemon today has turned 20 years old. And if I sound weird, I'm exhausted. I have been marathoning Pokemon a lot today. All right, like the movies and all that shit. Brother, but I'm sorry, that song's in my head. Whoa, my April. Oh, that song gave me so many feels, dude. But of course, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, and we're gonna have kind of a short discussion today. But I want to talk about my experience with Pokemon. You know, Pokemon has, I can definitely say, 100% changed my life and changed who I am today. We're gonna talk about where I started all off from, cause that's what I want to do. All right. But as of this moment, before I do that, I want to talk about the games that I own. Because I want to just kind of a discussion for the 20th anniversary. You know, me and Pokemon right now are currently the same age. I am 20. Pokemon just turned 20. You know, I'm turning 21 this year, but currently I'm 20. So me and Pokemon are the same age. But let's see. I got hard copies. I sold my red, blue, yellow. I imported a green to be that guy, and I resold it on eBay. Why? I don't know. I still have my gold and crystal copies. I think I used silver as I used it as a way to get myself, because my mom left her keys out of the car one day, and I used it to try and open the door, and I missed, and I got lost in my car, and then we sold that car. So yeah, and I still got gold and crystal hard copies. I do have Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. I do have what comes out? Fire Red and Leaf Green. I have both of them. And then I do have Diamond and Pearl, both, and Platinum. And I got Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Take note, I did buy both Diamond and Pearl on release date, and I bought Platinum on release date. And I got Ruby and Sapphire on release date, and Fire and Leaf Green on release date. That's when I started to get these games on release dates, and I was old enough to get on release date. And then I got Heart Gold and Soul Silver, both of them on release date with the hard copies. Like, you know, the hard copy ones where they come to the box, the Pokewalker, the big box. I got those. Black and White, I both got them on the same day on release date. Black and White 2 I don't own. I've never owned them at one point ever. XD Coliseum, Channel, Snap, Stadium 1, Stadium 2, Pokemon Dash. I don't want to go a lot of spin-offs. Super Mystery Dungeon, Mystery Dungeon Gates of Shadow of Darkness, Shadow of Time, and Sky. And then, of course, X and Y, and then both Oris copies. So I could go on and on with the more list. XD Coliseum I already said, but yeah. So let's sit down and talk about this, right? It all started off, whittle old me. Me and my mom went to a pawn shop. This was on Mother's Day, and for some reason, I don't know, as an African culture, but as a child in an African culture, when it's Mother's Day, they give back to you. They're like, thank you for making me a mother. Let me bless you here today by getting you a gift. So I don't know if a lot of other Africans do this, but this was we did in my culture at the time. So we were at a pawn shop, or just randomly there, you know. It was like a thrift shop, you know. And inside this glass case, I've always wanted this Game Boy Color. It was this yellow Game Boy Color, right? And inside the Game Boy Color, there was a yellow chip, and I didn't know what it was. And the only games that I played with the Game Boy Color at the time was this Tetris, of course, and then this Flintstone game. I can't remember what it's called, but I jacked it from my boy Jeremiah. There was this kid in my friend third grade class named Jeremiah, and he had a Game Boy Color. I took it, the Fred Flintstone's game out of his Game Boy Color. I took it for myself. I actually jacked his Game Boy Color too. I was a bad kid growing up, a very bad kid growing up. I jacked his Game Boy Color and his Flintstone. We had cupboards, we put out stuff. I jacked that. He didn't notice one bit at all until we were going home. And I just put it in my pocket, and he even came up to me and asked, yo, bro, I lost my shit. I'm like, yeah, I gotta go. Played that all night. His Game Boy Color, ran out of batteries. I brought it back. It was dead. I took the game out, though, and over the phone then, eventually I told him that I took it, and he got pissed and wanted to get a different game. And I was like, bro, I'll just give you the game back, ugly. Point is, though, I took his friend the Flintstones game, and it chain reacted me to get a Game Boy Color of my own. So when I got this Game Boy Color, which I did, of course, on that day, my mom got it for me, Pokemon Yellow was in it, and I noticed that there are 2 other copies of it. So when I got Yellow with it, I was like, okay, there's already a save file in it, and there was a jinx literally called titties. I'm not even kidding. It was literally called that. And I was like, my mom was like, yeah, you want to delete this real quick because that's just not good. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to delete that when we paused at a gas station. And thank God, I don't know what it was at the time, like the early year of 2000, but everybody and their mother had AA batteries in their cars. Like the little cupboards in their cars. Why? The glove compartments. Bless! But I milked the game. I milked this game. I'm talking about I milked this game in 2 days. Cause I mean, it's a relatively short game. I milked this game in 2 days, bro. Went back, right? Or I should talk more about that. And Yellow, that's why Yellow still today is top 5 one of my favorite games of all time. But I had a Pikachu in that game. I think I called it, I can't remember what I called it. I think I called it Leo. Pretty sure I called it Leo. I don't know why I called it Leo, because I was like, oh, Leo, Lion, Pikachu, Electric. I have no idea why, but I did. And essentially what I did is I had kind of the generic stuff. I do remember our team quite thoroughly. It was Pikachu, Vileplume. I don't remember the nicknames of everybody else. I remember the Pikachu. Pikachu, Vileplume, Butterfree. Pikachu, Vileplume, Butterfree. I had a Haunter that I don't even know how to evolve it. And I saw other people have it. I'm like, yo, I want one. What is that, 4 mons so far? I did have Venusaur, because it's so obnoxious to get Bulbasaur, because your Pikachu needs to be really happy to get Bulbasaur in the game. And I had a Blastoise. I never liked Charizard. Maybe I forced myself as a child to not like it, but I really never liked Charizard. I really never did. I just like Dragonite better. And no, I liked Aerodactyl at the time. He was my favorite Pokemon at the time, Aerodactyl, because there was so much mystery behind him. That, and I had this book, you know, that this one girl wrote. This book, it was a Pokemon. Remember the Pokemon, picture books, right? It was like a picture chapter book. It was a chapter book, let's say that, with pictures in it. And it was when Charmeleon first evolved into Charizard and he battled the Aerodactyl. That's why I love Aerodactyl. That shit was so cool. Her name started with a W, the author, and she was crazy. She actually went out into the wilderness and tried to find a wild Squirtle. Laughed about it, saying that they don't exist. I'm like, yeah, they don't. But I went back and I got Red and Blue since they were there, and I marathoned those games as well. Me and my friends had so many cool Link Cable battles. I eventually found out you can trade through that. We can battle through that, and I did all the research you can. I spent about 5 days trying to capture Mewtwo, because my Game Boy Color kept dying every single time when I came close, and I would give up a lot. I'd give up a lot. So that I took very school seriously, even though multiplication and division was the hardest shit in 3rd grade. But I don't know, just Mewtwo was a bitch and a half. That's why Mewtwo Solidity is one of my favorite legendaries, because he was so hard to get, dude. In Gen 1, Master Ball has a chance to like not actually work. So yeah, take note into that. That never happened to me though. I kind of wish it did though, but yeah. So that is essentially my journey onto where it all started, and ever since then I've been in love with it. I've been in love with the anime. I've mainly been falling in love with Pokemon through the anime. Anime for Pokemon, or the representation of the animation really has made me fall in love with Pokemon, you know? I watch the anime every single day. Like, I'm talking about, my mom was so annoyed with how I even got my voicemail, or our voicemail, like these very old dial-up home phones. I made it the Pokemon theme song, dude, and I wish I still had that phone to like, play it for you guys, but I did. I was very obsessed, and like I actually dressed like Ash Ketchum for a whole week in school, and instead of having Pikachu on my shoulder, I had this stuffed like leopard on my shoulder. Bro, I was a weird ass kid, but this shit was cool, alright? And I'm telling you, I've never been so in love with Pokemon. I bought everything there was to do about Pokemon that I could find at a store. I would take it, and you know how like you just put that shit in, like the grocery cart when your parents don't know? Boom. I wasted so many money on trading cards. Probably some of them are rare. I did have a Shining Charizard. I used to brag about that shit all the time on the school bus. Shining Charizard with the trading cards. And I didn't even know at the time that it was rare. It just looked cool as hell. And now looking back at it, I had like 2 of them. Good God, I wish I never got rid of them. Good God, I wish I never moved, because I left a ton of my cards just at the attic. So, because that card is rare as hell now. So I kind of wish that, I didn't. Fuck it, anything to do with Pokemon, I did it, dude. I had the Pokedex, the physical copy, the toys, the cards, the McDonald's toys, the anime, the game. I was so in love with this game. Most of my friends I bonded with through Pokemon. Most of my friends growing up I bonded with through Pokemon. And Yu-Gi-Oh, of course, and Digimon and all that shit. I mean, I was heavy in Yu-Gi-Oh too. Like, I used to go to Trenders, this local trading card game place, and I would go there a lot. And I only won like twice. And then I kept getting my ass beat after those. There wasn't 2 consecutive wins. It was like 1 win, 3 losses, and then another win. This is a Pokemon video, so we're not gonna talk about it, alright? That's another video for another day, alright? But yeah, I did everything there is to do about Pokemon. I really, really did. This game has completely changed my life. I don't know where I would be. I'm telling you right now, I'd be a totally different person without this game. And I'm not just saying that for some like bullshit happy, you know, oh yay, Pokemon, happy so far. No, I really mean it. It's crazy. Like, I really wouldn't be the person I am without Pokemon. Like, right now as I'm currently sitting, there's my keychain is a Pikachu right here. I have a Pikachu amiibo right here. Smash is just on the loading screen right here. I play main Pikachu in Smash, and I got a pretty good Pikachu in Smash. I got my Pokemon socks on today just cause I have a giant 5 feet Pikachu toy here that I got from my boy Nappy from Christmas Exchange, and my boy Paul for Christmas Exchange got me this Pikachu pillow pet, and then I got some Pikachu shirts, my drawer, and everything. Look, I'm telling you, point is I would not be the person that I am today without Pokemon. I completely fabricated and changed my life to how I act today, what I do today, you know, just, and it's only crazy because I'm stopping to thinking about it like now, you know? Like, I'm only stopping to thinking about it now. Like, I never really thought about it before at the time. Pokemon really has changed my life, dude. I have a lot of the movies. Like, I know my boy Wheeler, that was his name. He hooked me up with the VHS for Pokemon the movie 2000. I still have the first movie, second movie, and the third movie on VHS. Those are the only ones I have on VHS. I don't think the other ones were put on the VHS, were they? I got the DVD for the Deoxys one, and I got the DVD for Jirachi Wishmaker, but I'm telling you, dude, anime for the Pokemon is what really got me into it. I'd always watch this shit. I'm like, yo, I want to get more into this. This is cool as hell, dude. And I have loved Pikachu since the day that little nigga came out, dude. First time, I was like, Ash, I didn't like it, but I mean, it's so cool, dude. And my mom told me too, she's like, one day I'm gonna, like, it was when I was watching Pokemon the first movie, and Ash and Pikachu and that dragon I sent in the mail. My mom, when Ash, you know, when Pikachu, their little bonding little thing, Pikachu's running around his shoulders left and right. My mom's like, you know what? I'm gonna get you a Pikachu, a real life Pikachu. And I was like, oh my god, really? And she's like, yeah. I was like, yo, it's time. But obviously, when I grew up, I found out that Pikachu doesn't freaking exist. Point is I love Pokemon. I love Pokemon. I'm telling you right now, it is #1 my favorite game series of all time. It is easily, hands down, my favorite game series of all time. There's never been a game series where the closest thing that I have been this hooked onto a game series is a Sonic game series, because I know a lot about the Sonic game series. Like, I do just as much the Sonic game series as I do a Pokemon, but obviously Pokemon I started much earlier, and it's a much more deeper meaning to it, you know. And eventually my love and passion for Pokemon led me to get into more competitive battling, and a lot of people I know, they started off competitive battling around like 4th gen. I started off in 3rd gen, but it wasn't like extreme competitive, just link cables and stuff like that. And I remember when I won my first link cable tournament, they had this link cable tournament that my local card store was badass. We had this card store called Trenders. They did it all, bro. And like, we had this Ruby and Sapphire, Fire, Leaf, Green, Emerald, anything that was compatible link cable, you know, tournament, you know, and the winner gets like what, like $100 prize money and a free buffet, because it was an old country buffet literally right next to the store. So they give us a free buffet, all you can eat, for the winner. And I won, and oh my god, me and my family ate good. And I spent that $100 on a Nintendo 64, Pokemon Stadium, Smash Bros 64, and Star Fox 64. Then I eventually bought Kirby 64, or Kirby Dream Land 64. And all of those games are still to date some of my favorite games of all time. I mean, Kirby series is amazing, Star Fox series is amazing, but it's Pokemon we're talking about, alright? It's Pokemon that we're talking about. I only bought Smash 64 because me and my cousin would play all the time. We did the Pokemon stage where the Pokemon come out, you know? And we always played the Pokeballs on. And I was like, oh my god, Pikachu is in this game? I need this game! oh my god, I need this game. And then eventually I got a GameCube to where Coliseum completely changed my life. I was like, Pokemon can be dark. Because, you know, at the time I was a boy, I didn't think red and blue and yellow were dark, and now I think they're dark shit. But Pokemon can be dark. Coliseum really changed them with Shadow Pokemon. I was like, yo, this Pokemon game is badass, dude. Speaking of Coliseum, if the Pokemon Company or system just randomly going through people uploading Pokemon videos of their 20th anniversary, by all means, watch this and tell me, please, make another Coliseum, please. But shit is awesome, dude, you know? Such a great series, you know? I know a lot of people at my age have lost interest in it. There was at a time, and I think you guys all remember too, there was at a time in Pokemon where Pokemon was considered lame. It was considered dumb. You were considered a nerd, stupid when you liked Pokemon. I still like Pokemon publicly. I know a lot of my friends who still liked it, they would hide the fact that they liked it. And you know, and no one really ever called me weird for liking it. I don't know, I guess because I was kind of like a class clown. And I made a lot of people like laugh in class. I guess that's why no one really gave a shit on what I liked. Because I mean, if I made them laugh and it was funny as hell, they didn't really care. I mean, this is like freaking like middle school too, you know? So I was just like, you know, I freaking love Pikachu. I'd always make references of Pokemon all the time. I was like, Tom Ado, because the Ash in the anime called himself Tom Ado. You know, first name Tom, last name Ado, Tom Ado. And I always talk about Officer Jenny being fine AF, dude, because still to this day, Officer Jenny's fine AF. Woo! But yeah, I've always been hooked into Pokemon. Like, the most badass thing that always made me happy for Pokemon was just still my favorite moment in Pokemon, still to this date, outside of the first time me getting into it, was when Diamond and Pearl came out. Because Cerebi was just kind of starting up here. They were more along into Brawl, and they just the internet was kind of scarce. You know, the internet was very, very, very scarce when it came to information about Diamond and Pearl. So these games came out of nowhere. Nobody expected it. There was no leaks. And when these games came out, we didn't know much about it at all when these games came out, because the only thing that we knew was what the Japanese knew, and they still barely knew any much, but they were updating it day by day. And you know, and I remember when the game first came out, I mean, my friends, we all chose this badass rivalry moment, you know, where I chose Turtwig because I love Turtwig, he chose Chimchar because he loved Chimchar, and the other one chose Piplup. We said in 2 weeks' time, we're gonna come back with a fully evolved team, trained up, and we're gonna go. And my mom called my cousins, and she said, go get Pokemon Pearl, because my son has Pokemon Diamond, and they're gonna have a blast. And I want you to know, I went hard on Gen 4. That's why Gen 4, still to this day, Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, is my favorite game series and favorite generation of all time. I got the Diamond Dialga pen, I got the Palkia pen, I both pre-ordered them. I got my very first DS Lite the same day on the release date. I charged that shit in. I want you to know, my mom was pissed to me. Ooh, wow. Because I opened up the DS in front of the guy. I'm like, can I open this up before we pay for it? He's like, yeah, sure, if you're paying for it. And I did, and I played the game right there. And she gave me that stare. She's like, I'm gonna beat your ass when you get home. But I didn't care, dude. I didn't care. Turtwig still to this day is one of the best starters, man. That boy helped me through some stuff. But just, it was so badass, dude. Oh my god. And then 5th gen came, and then 5th gen has really made me more competitive, but I still love the 4th gen competitive scene the most. DPP OU, DPP UU, that, oh my god, just DPP anything. DPP was so fun. I hit this website, friendcode.com, right? And that's when my whole competitive journey, like more aggressive competitive journey on the internet began. I met all these people, you know, I blew back people, some blew back me, I learned from my mistakes, I became a better battler, you know? God damn. And right now I'm like hella rusty, so I definitely need to get this rust out of my way to bring back Prime Nexus, you know, the god battler Prime Nexus. And I'm gonna try and do some Smogon tours, get my ass beat, and then, you know, enter another one and maybe do well. But my voice is cracking because I'm about to pass the hell out after this video, but that's my journey, guys. That is my journey. Still to this date, I still love Pokemon. I know a lot of people in this community drop Pokemon after Oris, saying Pokemon was trash and all that. I never did that. You know, of course, I do think Oris is a bad game. I personally did not like it. I just don't like 3rd gen, but you know, visually was good, and I guess some stuff that he did is good with the new megas and all that stuff, so I'm gonna give him that. But I just felt a huge passion still for Pokemon. It never gets boring for me. I constantly rewatch the movies, go through nostalgia runs. Hell, me and Nephew did a Pokemon Yellow Nuzlocke versus the other, literally 2 months ago. I'm about to be streaming the 20th anniversary, you know, Pokemon Yellow here this week until we finish that up. It's gonna be so fun, guys. It's gonna be fun. So definitely be sure to be out there for that. But that's it. So guys, let me know your Pokemon stories, how Pokemon began for you. Did you ever end up dropping Pokemon and come back to it? Or did you drop it and never come back to it? You lose interest? Did YouTubers and content creators make you come back to it to get more interest in it? Because you guys have changed my life as well. I now avidly make Pokemon content, you know, as a full-time YouTuber at the moment, and it's my passion, you know. I'm doing all this. I just expressed to you guys and opened up how heavy and how much Pokemon means to me, and I'm doing it, you know, as a passion, as a hobby, and it's just so blessed. Bless you guys, bless. Alright, such a great fan base for, you know, going out there looking for Pokemon content creators and watching, you know. So you guys are great too, you know. I know you all love Pokemon, so please, I'd love to hear stories down in the comments down below. Give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you aren't already subscribed. Pokemon's birthday today, so happy birthday, Pokemon. Happy birthday, Masuda. Even if it's not your birthday, thank you, Junichi Masuda. Arigato. With that being said, I'm gonna get my ass to bed. I'm tired, so goodbye.